Hi there, Mark Wallace here, and welcome to this training. This is a presentation that I've recently given at the Business Growth Show. The Business Growth Show it's kind of a networking event where businesses come and effectively network, chat to people. There's a few keynote speakers there. I happen to be one of the keynote speakers at this event. And this is the presentation that I gave. It's all about how to acquire and convert more online prospects and turn them into paying customers. And most businesses need more leads coming into their business on a daily, weekly or monthly basis. So I'm going to need you for about an hour. This presentation is round about an hour long, and it just gives you the fundamental strategies on how to generate more leads and convert those leads into paying customers. So, enough said, let's crack on with the presentation. Okay, so before we get going, I want to get one thing straight. Your prospective clients genuinely don't care what awards you've won. They don't care about your 101 accreditations. That they couldn't care less about your, huge list of high caliber clients. They genuinely only care about how you can help their business achieve its objectives. The amount of times that I look at websites, in fact, go and have a look at your own website now. As a business owner, go and have a look at your website. And the first page that people see, I can pretty much guarantee, whether it be your home page or about page or whatever it is, I can pretty much guarantee that the copy on that page talks about you, your business, and how great you are. And just think about that for a second. Think about if you landed on someone else's website, you're looking for a service provider or a product, and all they do is talk about how fantastic they are, what awards they've won, they've worked with so-and-so and such a client, and do you care about any of that? No, you don't. You genuinely only care about how that business can help you increase your revenues or whatever it is you want that business to do, save you money, whatever. So, seriously, go and have a look at your website and just have a think and take a step back and look at it from a customer's perspective. Okay? And nowadays, searchers they're more educated. They're better prepared, and they require a higher level of professionalism than they ever have. And astoundingly, only roughly 40% of UK small to medium-sized enterprises, businesses, whatever you want to call them, still have no web presence. It's criminal. It is absolutely criminal. Listen, gone are the days of the Yellow Pages and the Thomson Local and whatever. 89% of online consumers, whether it be looking for a product or a service, use search engines when making a purchase decision. So when was the last? Do you even know where your Yellow Pages is? I don't. I've got no idea. I don't even know whether we've still got a Yellow Pages. My wife will probably know. I have no idea. So, traditional advertising methods, yes, they still have their place, but you've got to get digital. And what I'm going to talk about now is all about how to tap into your digital market and deliver quality information that helps convert them into buyers. So first and foremost, we've got to identify your target market. And the amount of businesses that we go into and we have a consultation with, for example, and we'll ask them, so who's your target market? And more often than not, the answer is, maybe it's tongue-in-cheek, but the answer is anyone who will buy our product or service. And, if that's where you're starting from and that's your sort of mindset on your target market, then you're effectively marketing to no one. You're using a scattergun approach to marketing and a scattergun approach to try and identify who your target market are, and it just doesn't work. And you're probably losing a vast amount of money. The ROI on your PPC campaigns or SEO campaigns or whatever you're using to drive traffic to your website is probably wasted money. And if you actually looked at your numbers, I would probably guess you are breaking even, if not making a loss. So the process we need to take is detailed here. We've got to hypothesize, discover, define, contextualize, act, and listen. So we're going to go through these in a bit more detail. So when we're hypothesizing, it's an educated guess about who your customer is. So to do this, you simply ask yourself, who do you think your customer is? It's quite simple. And what I don't want you to do is limit yourself in your answer. You don't have to be right. This is just sort of an initial place to start thinking about and getting you to actually have a conversation internally with your colleagues and whatever else about who you actually think your product is right for. Who do you think is going to buy your product or service? We then actually go into the research side of things. So we do some market research. And there's not one source of, there's no definitive resource online or anywhere that's going to give you the perfect view of who your target market is. This is kind of a best guess. And because we're doing this research, this will give you a head start against your competition, because the chances are they're not identifying who their target market is either. So the best way that we found to sort of discover who your target market is first and foremost, sit down with your employees and have a conversation with them. Okay? Now, customer service staff, the guys that are speaking to your customers or prospects on a daily basis. Are people phoning up about your product or service? What questions are they asking your customer service guys or sales guys? What are your sales guys? What objections are they meeting when they're talking to prospective clients? And all these things offer valuable insights into, the sort of questions that you should be asking yourselves about your product and service. And can you create sort of educational material that sort of buffers these questions? But asking your employees is massively important. Sit down and have a 10, 20, 30-minute conversation with your key staff members and just ask them, who they think their customer is and what questions you're being asked. Next is social media. So we've got Facebook, we've got Twitter, we've got LinkedIn, we've got all sorts of social media platforms online. And I can pretty much guarantee that your target market are getting social. They will have social media accounts. They'll be parts of groups and whatever. And they're going to be asking questions. There's going to be conversations about your types of product and services. So tap into these. Have a look at them. See what people are talking about. And again, we can utilize Google. We can utilize the search engines. You can use Google Groups, Yahoo Groups. Forums are a great place. Pretty much any market in the world, there's going to be a forum about your product or service. Go and have a look in them. Interact with people. Ask them questions. Answer questions. Surveys, you can survey, you've probably got a database of customers and prospects. Survey them, ask them questions. Then there's a couple of online platforms. There's Alexa, there's Quantcast, and there's something called Compete. And they offer insights into demographic profiles, similar websites that are out there that your prospects are visiting as well, and it just breaks down demographic profiles. You can see what age, geographic location, and so on and so forth. And there's free services and paid services within all of the Alexa, Quantcast, and Compete. Okay. Once we've done that, we need to define who they are. So like I've just said, let's look at demographics. Look at the age range of your target audience. What gender are they? Where do they live? Psychographics. What do they believe? What's their personality like? What sort of attitudes do they hold? What values do they have? And again, it's just a research process. Technographics. If your target market is the, in inverted commas, the saga age, then the chances are, a good percentage of those people aren't necessarily going to be massively tech savvy. So you've got to take that into consideration when you're looking to create your marketing materials and the way that you speak to these people. It all makes a huge, huge difference. This phase we find incredibly powerful. Now, it's not a necessity. However, I would suggest that you do this. It may take a little bit of time, maybe an hour or two, but it's massively, massively powerful. So we can textualize who they are. We create a hypothetical persona, okay, that essentially brings them to life. So summarize who they are, and it has to be a short paragraph like you see there on the image. a picture of the individual. Now, obviously, it's not going to be an exact image. Go on Google and have a look at some images, who you think your ideal target market is going to be. Then create a quote that summarizes, what they believe in, what their philosophy is. Look at demographic information like we've just spoken about. What are their goals? And what sort of key messages are going to resonate with these guys? And that is massively powerful when you're looking to create marketing material. Okay? And it's just a tool, it's hypothetical, as I said. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but it does bring some important insights to life. Now, there's no point in doing all this research and, doing contextualizing and creating personas and all that sort of stuff if you're not going to act on it. Implementation is the key here, okay? So, we've gathered the information. We can now use that information to go and target our audience. So we could buy relevant email lists, for example, of list brokers, or we could tap into websites that we know have databases of people who are our target market. You can allocate some money to social media, ad buys. You can utilize display adverts or media buying. PPC, pay-per-click, Google, Yahoo, Bing, whatever. And genuinely, the opportunities to act in the digital age, that they are kind of limitless. I could, as a business, we could probably throw 1 million visitors to your website by next week. Now, some businesses are going to go, fantastic, let's get on with it. I wouldn't want to send 1 million visitors to a website next week. I'd want to send 500 or 1,000 highly targeted visitors to your website. Because the chances are, I send 1 million people to your website next week, you're going to lose money. Because less than 1% are going to purchase from you. If I can send 500 targeted prospects to you, you can build an email list of people that you can then educate, engage about your products, services, and a certain percentage of those 500 people are potentially going to be ready to buy now. And you're going to get a better ROI doing that than just doing the scattergun approach, which most businesses do, and they end up losing money, getting very disheartened with the digital world, think it's a complete con, and then move on to something else. So, digital marketing is one of the best ways to generate targeted prospects. You've just got to do it right. And then we need to listen. The beauty of, the digital age and digital marketing and internet marketing, whatever you want to call it, is the results are virtually immediately quantifiable. Okay? The data we can gather immediately is immense. So, we've made some tweaks. We've driven some quality traffic to our website. Are visitors spending longer browsing our site, looking at what we've got to offer? Has the bounce rate dropped? And the bounce rate is how long people, do they visit the site and then just disappear straight away? Or, like I said, do they stick around longer looking at your products and services? Have you engaged them a bit more? Are the adjustments that you're making improving your, key performance indicators? Are you getting more prospects jumping onto your email lists? Are you making more sales from the changes that we've made and the targeting that we're now focusing on? And the key to listening, in reality, is you've got to make it part of a regular reporting. There's no point in sort of doing this for 1 month and then not reporting on it again and listening to see what's happening with the website. And I think most businesses think that this is massively complicated, but it's not. You've got Google Analytics, for example, which is the bare bones of analytics. There are other tools out there that will give you much greater insights, for example, into how long someone's watched a video for on your website, and that can tell you a number of things in terms of, okay, so the video is 6 minutes long. Let's say someone drops off they stop watching at 3 minutes. Well, why are they stopping watching at 3 minutes? Is the video too long? Is there something that happens at 3 minutes that makes people lose attention? If so, we can go back and rectify that and perhaps put a call to action in there, maybe have an offer at the 3rd minute, whatever. It doesn't, everything is quantifiable, and we can look and track and analyze everything we do in the digital age, which is fantastic for businesses. And it just improves your return on investment from any spend that you do, because we can track and change and alter and amend anything. And like I said, your customer's behavior is going to tell you if they like what you're doing or if it's got no effect. So we then move on to attract. So when you're attracting people, you want to answer your audience's most pressing questions. Most businesses marketing online seem to think that the louder they shout or the more cash that they throw at adverts, the more leads and sales they're going to get. They effectively do copycat marketing, okay? And as my little buddy down here in the corner says, don't follow me, I haven't got a clue. Most businesses look at what the competitors are doing and do the same. You don't know what motives your competitors have got for doing what they're doing online. They may have a board that says, this month we have to market online and we have to go after this keyword. It may be wrong. They may be just appeasing what their board are telling them to do, or their MD is telling them to do, or whatever. It's not necessarily right, and it's not necessarily going to work for you. So stop looking at what your competitors are doing. Yes, keep an eye on them, monitor what they're doing, but you really need to differentiate yourselves online. Okay, you've got to stand out from the crowd. Create a USP. Why are people going to do business with you as opposed to your competitors? And because we've done our market research, because we know who our target market is, we can look to differentiate ourselves. But the sad truth is, most businesses don't do it. And your business goal should be to market with a sledgehammer. I'll start again. Your business goal should be to market with a magnet and not a sledgehammer. Okay? 5 years ago, you could bombard people with messages. You could have pop-ups that got in their faces. You could spam them through email. You could be massively black hat with SEO techniques and whatever else. You were in the faces all the time, and businesses were. People are more savvy nowadays. Consumers have to know, like, and trust you before they're going to do business with you. Most businesses go from no to buy and wonder why making sales is so hard. And we're going to cover this in a little while. So this is a digital marketing strategy that we put together. Okay, and it's kind of the way that you should be creating your digital presence. Now, visitors, prospects are going to be searching for you through a search engine, so through Google, for argument's sake. And they're going to find you through either paid search, PPC, social media if they're on the social platforms, display adverts, banner adverts if you're looking at different websites, native adverts. They're going to find you through paid search, or they're going to find you through optimizing your website, so search engine optimization. Now, I'm not going to go into details about these two things because they're an entire subject in their own right. And quite honestly, you probably don't care. You only care about how traffic is coming to your website and how qualified that traffic is. What you do need to ensure is that when people do visit your website, you need to have a mobile or tablet-friendly version or design of that website. Okay? People are browsing on their mobile phones and on their tablets. Mobile and tablet usage has overtaken desktop usage. So if you aren't optimized for mobile and tablet, you're missing a trick, and I can pretty much guarantee if your competitors aren't doing it now, they are going to be doing it very, very soon. You want to have a number of landing pages, and we'll talk about landing pages in a little while, and you also need to have a blog and be actively blogging. And then to the right, we've got a kind of an overall digital web strategy here. So, at the top, we look at know your buyer, okay? We then want to educate, we don't want to sell, so market with that magnet and not that sledgehammer. Blogging, massively important. I would suggest blogging daily if you can, if not 2 to 3 times a week. Social media, you've got to get social. You've also got to be creating unique content for your blog and for your social media platforms. Create a number of landing pages. The number of businesses that have got one landing page, which is their home page, I would probably say is about 90 to 95%. You need more landing pages. Create some lead magnets, so ways to attract your ideal target market. And then filter that target market into a marketing funnel. We've then got to convert those prospects into potential buyers. Build a list. Once we've built a list, we can then start email marketing to them. Once we're email marketing and we know what actions people are taking through our email marketing, we can then segment the lists based on the actions that they take so we can be more targeted. You've got to be utilizing video, and ideally you should be doing webinars or podcasts, okay? So this is something we've been working on recently, which works incredibly well. And we have a number of parasite sites, satellite sites, whatever you want to call them, that are out there. And these are microsites, so 5 to 7 page websites that are focused on one primary keyword, okay? We're not going after multiple keywords for the website, we're going after single keywords that people are searching for. We utilize things like Blogspot and blog posts. We use a platform called Rebel Mouse, which that is kind of a content syndication place, but we can rank the content on there very quickly. We utilize press releases and sites like PR Web, which are, again, press release submission sites. Facebook fan pages, Twitter feeds, videos, standalone videos, and like I said, press releases. And what we can do is we can drive rankings to these individual web properties, okay? And the beauty of driving rankings to individual web properties is, depending on what market you are in, we can look to dominate page 1 of Google, the search rankings, for your particular product or service. And that is gold in terms of the amount of qualified leads that we can get coming through your business. So it's kind of a multi-channel lead generation tool, okay? So I'm not going to go into more detail on that. It can get quite complex, but just think about ranking multiple dedicated sites, okay? But the simple goal of your websites, your web properties, your videos, your fan pages, press releases, whatever they are, you've got to answer your prospects' pains, frustrations, what keeps them awake at night, what are they angry about, what's going to make their life easier, what is it that they desire, and because we've done our research, we know all the pain points and the frustrations and what these guys want, so we can create content and marketing around that. A few stats for you. Companies that blog generate 126% more leads than those that don't. Therefore, blogging equals business. 61% of consumers have made a purchase based on a blog post. 84% of business-to-business marketers use social media in some form. Social media produces 2 times the marketing leads of trade shows, telemarketing, direct mail, or PPC. So, what I don't suggest, and again, it's astounding how many times we see this, that businesses, if they're not outsourcing their social media work and they haven't got an in-house team that deal with it, what will happen is Johnny in accounts happens to be quite active on social media platforms. Therefore, the MD gives Johnny the job of marketing their business through the social media platforms. And, Johnny isn't a marketing expert. Johnny makes a hash of it. And therefore, your social media profiles aren't as good and not as educational as they should be. You need to employ or utilize experts that know what they're doing. Doing stuff in-house and asking, Jenny in sales to mess about with some PPC is only going to make you lose money, okay? So moving on. Search engine optimization produces solid annual lead conversions. And a lot of businesses are saying SEO is dead and complete and utter gibberish. SEO is alive and kicking, okay? It's just businesses doing it wrong. In fact, it's actually easier to rank nowadays than it was a couple of years ago. You've just got to play the game correctly. And again, doing it in-house when you don't know what you're doing is not the correct way to go about this. And I'm sure most of you would agree with that. 54% of adults are more likely to discover websites via organic search results versus paid search results. Okay? On average, 6% of people click paid adverts, leaving 94% of the clicks to the organic search results. An incredible stat. I'm sure you'll agree that if you're doing PPC and it's not working out for you, there's a reason why. Okay, I'm not saying stop PPC at all. If it is working and it is delivering some results, then I'm over the moon for you. But what you want to be doing is potentially, over time, reducing your PPC budget and ploughing a little bit of budget into search engine optimization, because there's going to be a crossover point whereby SEO is delivering you better and more qualified leads than PPC at a better ROI. So consider utilizing a search engine marketing company to help generate traffic and leads. 53% of organic search clicks go to the number one top ranked search result. And for small local businesses now, getting that sort of coveted number one spot isn't actually that difficult. If you think back a couple of slides ago, I spoke about ranking multiple dedicated web properties. Okay, we specialize in doing that. We can effectively rank your business number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7 on page 1 of Google for your keywords. Now, can you imagine how many leads that is going to bring into your business? Hundreds and hundreds of leads. Think about that, and what business doesn't want more leads? I'm sure your business could do with more leads right about now. I mentioned mobile before. Mobile devices now account for over 13% of website traffic. Get your website optimized for the web. Okay, if it's not, you need to do it now. Give Internet Business UK a call. We can talk you through it and we can give you a hand creating a mobile-friendly website. So, we've targeted our audience. We've attracted our audience. We now need to engage and educate our audience and forget selling for now. Okay? So, interruption, false claims, over-promising, under-delivering, increased regulation, brands being egocentric, and to some extent exploitation of people who weren't that internet savvy. All these things changed the entire digital landscape. And I'm sure if you think back 5 years ago, did you get interrupted by websites making false claims, over-promising things to you that they couldn't deliver? Because of this, there's some increased regulation came in. And again, like I said at the start, brand egocentrism. Brands and companies being sort of talking about how fantastic they were, what they could do, and this changed marketing, and people did buy into it for a long while, and I'm sure I bought into it. I'm sure you bought into it. All these things was kind of exploiting the less savvy internet user. Nowadays, you can't do that. Brands and businesses don't find customers. Customers find them, okay? So as marketers, and trust me, if you own a business and operate a business, you are in the business of marketing your business. You've got to create marketing that people love. And people love marketing that's more about their needs than your company's needs, okay? So I'll say that again. People love marketing that's more about their needs than your company's needs. So as a business, You must create digital experiences using engaging content that's informed by the digital footprints your target market leave behind. So because we can do all the analysis and we know what your target audience are doing, what websites they're visiting, at what point they're dropping off your videos or websites or whatever, we can then tweak our marketing to fall in line with what they want. It's that simple. And you've got to ask yourself, does your current marketing interrupt what people want to consume? Is your marketing all about you and how brilliant you are? If it is, you need to stop doing that now and go and create something people want to consume. Okay? So we now need to convert our prospects. And to do that, like I said, they've got to know, like, and trust us. Now, are you happy with your conversion rates online at the moment? I'm guessing not. A sad statistic is only 22% of businesses are happy with their conversion rates. 22%. Shocking, shockingly bad. And it's because most businesses go from, hi, this is our advert, we're fantastic, to, hey, buy my stuff now. And seriously, that's like me walking into a bar, walking up to the first pretty girl that I see and saying, hey, listen, should we forget the drinks and let's just go back to my place? That's exactly what most businesses are doing online. They have no marketing acumen at all. And, think about the marketing that you're doing currently. And are you doing this? Are you going, hi, we're such and such a company and we provide such and such a service. Hey, why don't you buy it now? We're fantastic. It just doesn't work. This is the process you need to take. We need to go from no, to them liking you, to them trusting you, to then them trying our product or services, and then they buy our stuff, and then we ask them to refer us to their associates, partners, prospects, whatever, and then we can skip the know, like, and trust phase, and we bring people in because they've been referred straight into the trust phase, and the cycle continues. Very, very simple stuff. Now, when we're talking about conversions, this is our homepage. We split test number of versions all the time. You'll see there's a video there, and adding videos to your landing pages can increase conversions up to 86%. And the video there is just a very basic sort of animated video. It's about a couple of minutes long, and it has a call to action on it. So you'll see there's a guide pointing to an opt-in form to the right-hand side where you see the first name and email address. Your website should have an opt-in form on it, and you should have an opt-in form on every single page of your website. And I'll talk about that in a little while. But that is just a basic landing page. The sort of pertinent information is above the fold, and by above the fold I mean you don't have to scroll down to read certain elements. So build your brand, target your audience, and gain marketplace advantage. A digital marketing company that delivers targeted customers, increases revenues, and transforms UK businesses in the digital age. It says what it does on the tin. That is what we do. Another landing page. This is for a different guide. Simple core revenue increasing formulas. Free report reveals bullet points. 2 download buttons. We've got an arrow. The free report will be sent to the email address you submit above. And this page converts at 37%. So for every 100 visitors we get 37 hot prospects that want to know more information from us. Now, we don't convert all of those 37. They go into our marketing funnel, and then we're quite selective with who we work with as well. What we do isn't a fit for every business. But the more landing pages you have, the more chance you've got of getting qualified leads. I mentioned opt-in forms. Okay, so this is Evernote. You may know of Evernote. It's an online sort of note-taking app. Create a free account. They've got a couple of points there about what they do. All they want is an email address, and you create a password. Very, very simple. You then register. You've then got Evernote. Super, super simple stuff. This is Basecamp, which is like an online project management tool. They offer a 2-month or 60-day free trial. And again, all they need is your name, company, email, and password. And it's an opt-in form. It's very simple, very easy to fill out. They've got a guide pointing to it, so you know where to go. And as I said, you should be having opt-in forms on every single page of your website and your landing pages. And testing different versions of landing pages against each other can result in a conversion rate increase of up to 264%. So split testing. Creating multiple landing pages, we drive traffic to them all, and what's going to happen is you're going to notice one, the control model potentially, is generating more leads than some of your other pages. So what you do is you stop driving traffic to the pages that aren't converting as well, and then we introduce some different landing pages. And what you might find is one of the new ones gets a better conversion rate than the original best converting site. So again, it's a continual process to find what your target audience want and what resonates with them. And this just increases your conversion rates. And as I say, it can go up to 264%. Now, companies with 30 plus landing pages generate 7 times more leads than those with 1 to 5. So let's say you get 100 leads a month and you've got one landing page, which happens to be your home page, which doesn't have an opt-in form, which doesn't have a call to action. Now, let's just say, for example, we created you 30 landing pages, and they're relatively quick to create. And let's say those 30 landing pages delivered 7 times more leads. So all of a sudden, you've gone from 25 semi-warm leads a week to 175 leads a week. What's that going to do to your business? You know, it might be that you haven't got the capacity to deal with 175 leads, or an additional, 150 leads a week. That's fine. You can scale it down as much as you want. But the point is, creating more landing pages is going to deliver you more quality leads. Okay? So, do you need more landing pages in your business? I'm pretty sure the answer is going to be yes. The next factor is you've got to tell your visitors what to do. Don't make me think. The more you make your audience think, the less likely they are to do. So, adverts. We love helping businesses succeed. Let us help you. Click here to chat. Very simple call to action. I pay how much for PPC? Double your ROI with SEO. Click here to see how. Like what you read? Share with your friends. We're telling people what to do. You've got to tell people what to do. And again, another statistic, 70% of small businesses aren't using calls to actions on their home pages. 70%. So, effectively, your visitors have got no idea what steps you want them to take next. Criminal. Absolutely criminal. Ask yourself the question now, has your landing page got a succinct call to action? Are you telling your customers exactly or visitors what you want them to do next? My guess is no. 72% of small businesses don't use calls to action on interior pages. Like I said, you need to be creating opt-in forms on each page, and you need to be telling people to put their details in there. Does that make sense? You should be doing that. More than 90% of visitors who read your site's headline are also going to read your call to action copy. So someone who lands on the website looks at the headline and goes, okay, I'm semi-interested in what they're offering. What do I do now? I'm not quite sure. Okay. Maybe I'll look at another website. If you had a call to action on there, those visitors are going to read that, they're going to know what to do, and they're going to do it, which is put their details in an opt-in form. Therefore, you've got a qualified lead there, and then that you can follow up with and nurture. So lead magnets. I spoke about lead magnets. And lead magnets are a kind of a shift in psychology, okay? And what you're not doing is you're not pushing something onto them. They're pulling something from you. And there's a very subtle change in mindset here, but this helps cement the know, like, and trust in our sales funnel. Okay? They're requesting something from you. So they've already said, okay, I kind of know these guys, I like what they're offering, therefore if they're going to provide me with something of value to me and my business, then I'm kind of going to trust them as well. And sorts of things you can create as a lead magnet are ebooks, a downloadable kit, a free consultation, an email educational series, some free samples. Think Graze, the nutritional company that send postbox size nutrition boxes to you on a weekly basis. Activate a free trial. So software as a service companies should be providing free trials of their products. A video series, perhaps, some PDFs, some white papers, some reports. You could host an event. You could invite people to a webinar. Okay, so that's just some examples of lead magnets that you could create and should be creating in your business. And think now, the amount of content that you have as a business, surely there's something that you can pull together to create a lead magnet that is educational to your audience. And think about repurposing content as well. So if you've got an ebook, different people learn or like, should I say, to consume information in different formats. So for example, I like to watch videos. I learn more from videos. I don't like reading textbooks or short reports I'm okay with. Anything over 20 pages, I tend to lose interest. So think about your audience as well. Not everyone is going to like reading an ebook. Therefore, if you create an ebook or a report, for example, it's very simple to turn that report or ebook into PowerPoint slides like I've done here, and then you record those on video so that people can then watch the video. Very simple to do. You can utilize something called Camtasia for PC or ScreenFlow for Mac. And effectively, you've just created a video for the people that like video. And you're repurposing content. Make sense? We then need to close, so we need to nurture our prospects. You've got to nurture them towards a mutually beneficial solution. So it's got to be beneficial to them. It's got to solve their pain points, their problems, whatever it is they desire. Whether it's a product or service, it doesn't matter. And obviously, you've got to make a profit on it. You've got to make some sort of margin on it. And, we've all seen marketing funnels in the past. This is a very straightforward marketing funnel. We answer questions at the top of the funnel. So what questions are our target market asking in the marketplace? So we answer those questions via blogs or premium content like ebooks and videos and so on and so forth. And that kind of introduces our authority in the marketplace because we've provided the answers that our target market are asking. They look to us, they see us as an authority because we're providing the relevant answers to them. We can then filter them through and we collect emails through our opt-in forms. And then through an email series, we can continually educate and engage our audience and address any questions that our audience may have as well. Then we look at the middle of the funnel and we provide product and service information, what we do, how we do it, how we can help their business or how we can help them achieve their goals, whatever it may be. Then, as part of a follow-up campaign and the nurturing, we can address any pushbacks or objections that people have. Because you're going to meet resistance when it comes to selling a product or service. But if we have and we know what these objections are going to be, we can address them before the prospect asks them. So again, it just sort of bolsters our authority and that we know our target audience and we know what questions they're asking. And surely this should make sense to you. It's kind of common sense, but so many businesses don't do this. And then what happens at the bottom of the funnel, the lead is either ready for a sale, a consultation, a purchase, a sales call, whatever it may be, excuse me, if they're not ready to buy, then that's not a problem, because we can then filter that person into, or segment that person onto another email list, and we can nurture them again and maybe answer some more of the questions that they have, maybe get them on a telephone call, maybe go and meet them, maybe provide that free sample, whatever, But this is a basic funnel. Now, with an ROI of around 4,300%, email almost pays for itself. There's a number of automated email marketing systems out there, and the chances are your business isn't using one. You're probably using Outlook, which in my eyes and in our eyes is completely archaic. Microsoft have just fallen way behind in terms of the advancement of email marketing and in general online stuff, in all honesty. But you can get platforms like GetResponse, Aweber, MailChimp, Campaign Monitor, Infusionsoft, Office Autopilot, things like this that effectively you can preload emails into the system, and then when people join or give us their details, put them in an opt-in form, they're then sent emails automatically that we've put into the system. And those emails can be sent whenever you want. So they can go on day 1, they can go on day 15, they can go on day 30, they can go day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then day 15, and so on. You can play about with autoresponders as much as you want, and they are fantastic tools. So, and surely you can see the benefit of utilizing something like this. It can alleviate so much time, and it automates your email marketing. And 50% of leads that come through to your business are qualified, but they're not ready to purchase at that moment in time. So you've got to nurture them. And lead nurturing emails get 4 to 10 times the response of standalone email blasts. 4 to 10 times. So think about it this way. If you send out an email a week, there's no real structure to it. Maybe you send one out once a month to your prospects. Maybe you send one once a quarter to the people on your list, which is absolutely criminal. If you have a lead nurturing system in place, you're going to get 4 to 10 times the response. 4 to 10 times the potential customers. Okay? And 25 to 50% of sales go to the vendor that responds first. So again, ask yourself, as a business, if you only have a contact form on your website and someone fills in that contact form and then up pops a message saying, "Thank you so much, someone from our sales team," which is just, you don't say sales team, "someone from our customer services team is going to be in touch with you within 24 to 48 hours. You've just lost a prospect. Who wants to? They're interested in your product and service now, immediately. They don't want to wait 24 to 48 hours. Within those 24 to 48 hours, they've gone to find one of your competitors who has an opt-in form on their website, and they put the details in, and within 5 minutes, an email lands in your email and basically says, "Thank you so much for contacting XYZ company. Here's how we can help you. We can help you do XYZ. There's a couple of bullet points there. We'd love to talk to you about how we can help you. Just reply to this email with the best time to call." Now, which company do you think is going to get the business? The company that responds immediately. If you're also responding within 24 to 48 hours, effectively you're just pissing people off. And you don't want to be doing that when you're trying to make a sale. Okay? So, again, think opt-in form, think automated email systems. Lead nurturing allows you to maintain consistent communication with your leads. And 66% of buyers indicate that consistent and relevant communication is the key to choosing a solution provider. So types of lead nurturing campaigns. You want to be sending educational emails, so demonstrate the value of your company, what you can offer, how you can help your prospects. Engage and educate. And do not under any circumstances, ask for a sale. These aren't sales driven. You are helping your prospects. Then, further down the line, we mix in some promotional emails with the educational ones. And obviously, as a business, you've got offers, you've got products, you've got services, and you can create campaigns around individual offers, products and services that you have. Okay? And you can segment your lists based on that. Now, the key to getting your emails opened is your subject line. Okay? It's all about subject lines. Think about what your target audience want and try and create subject lines that intrigue them, that ask them a question. Asking people questions is a very powerful way to get an email opened because people like to think that they are offering you an opinion. And you have to include a call to action in your emails. Like you do in your adverts, like you do on your website. Okay? We can segment our lists, and you can segment based on all sorts of things. So geographic data, where people live, what goals your target audience have. You can ask them questions, you can ask them surveys, you can then separate your lists out. Dates, when did they subscribe? Birthdays, for example, if we can find birthdays out, we can send special emails to our list on their birthdays, just adding that personal touch. How did they subscribe? Was it through an opt-in form? Was it through an advert? Where did they find you online? Who opened your messages? Okay, how many messages have they opened? Did they click a link in your messages? If they clicked a link, they're more interested than people who didn't. And you can basically break your lists down and segment your lists to make your offerings more targeted to people that take specific actions in the emails that you send. And again, this is incredibly powerful because what we're doing is we're being massively targeted in our campaigns. And the more targeted you are, the more chance you've got of getting a sale ultimately. And that's what it's all about. We all want more sales in our business, right? You just got to think about the things that I'm talking about. And last but not least, we want to deliver. Okay? Do what you do best. You're in the business of whatever the business you're in. Deliver exceptional value. That goes without saying. Continually educate your audience. Okay, so once they've bought a product or service off you, that doesn't matter. Continually educate them. Deliver return on investment. Goes without saying. And don't just stop at one offer. The chances are people who've bought from you once are going to buy from you again and again. Remember the 80-20 rule. People are going to buy from you again and again and again. So continually add different offers. Now, seriously, you've got to shift gear. Doing things the same old way is kind of a recipe for disaster. Tired old marketing methods, they don't work in today's lightning-fast business world. As a business, you've got to have speed, you've got to have the ability to act quickly and be agile, and you've got to have commitment. And if you have these things, your business is going to flourish. If you don't, and you continue doing what you're doing, customers are just going to fly right by you, okay? You're going to lose them. And they're going to go to a competitor and spend money with them. So it's your choice. We all know that, the stats on businesses that go out of business on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. Don't let that be you. You've got to adopt to the new business realities. And the new business realities are what we've just spent the past 50 minutes speaking about. So with that said, I genuinely hope that this has been informative for you. And if you head over here to this URL, internetbusinessuk.com/BGS, you can download these slides so you can watch them again. You can download a guide. We've got simple core revenue increasing formulas, which again is a short guide. I think it's 22 pages. Very simple to read. But if you implement some of the strategies in there, it's going to help your business grow and get more leads and turn those leads into prospects and buyers. And the digital marketing strategy, again, you can download that. It's kind of a blueprint that you can follow. But last but not least is you go down there, you download that. I'm also offering, we offer as a business, we offer 15 strategy sessions a month. So we can only handle 15 a month. We want to speak with you. We want to understand your business, what frustrations you've got, what are your sticking points at the moment, what you're currently doing on and offline to generate new targeted customers. And we'll sit down with you for 30 minutes on the phone or over Skype, and we'll ask you some tough questions about your business. But the tough questions that we ask are going to open your eyes up to the possibility and the possibilities that the digital age offers. Okay? So if you go to the URL that you see there, internetbusinessuk.com/BGS, download the guides. The next page you will see will be the page where you can request a strategy session with one of our expert consultants. So I suggest you do that now, and we look forward to speaking with you and helping your business grow in the near future. Okay, my name's been Mark Wallace, and it's been a pleasure delivering this presentation to you today, and we hope to speak to you real soon. Okay, take care.